Hello, and welcome to Knights of the Night Actual Play Podcast. This D&D 5th Edition adventure, The Heretic, was written and run by your DM, Scott. And now, please enjoy episode 499, titled Inspiration? We have Desperation. Does that count? Actual play begins immediately.
Hello, I'm Scott, your DM for this 5e adventure, The Heretic. Tonight with me, starting on my right, is...
I am Tom. I am playing Aldarusha, a human male cleric of Amira, and a skill-seeking rogue.
Hi, I'm Mike, playing Marduk, a male half-orc fighter, graduate of the Academy, and an eldritch knight in the Fist of Amira.
I am Jim, playing Grodor, a hobgoblin warlock. I am one of the wrongly accused Fists of Amira, looking for truth, justice, and the Amirian way.
I'm John, playing Melody, a female human cleric, the third of the Exemplar, family Harmony, an ex-ambassador turned political operative in the Fists of Amira.
I'm Thomas. I'll be playing Gabrielle DeAngelis. She's a female Aasimar paladin and a holy Fist of Amira, whose belief in the importance of our collective destiny drives her ever onward toward our fated oath of conduct.
All right, where last we left off. Okay. That takes us back to Melody at 21.
What do her ruins read? I mean, Melody does not ask this. It's just something that Grodor would have noticed at some point.
Well, you would think, but he hasn't asked, so I didn't tell him.
Whatever.
Well, okay. I asked in the beginning, and you said you can't do that right now.
Until it's your turn.
Until it's your turn, and I forgot since then. So I've been watching her for a while, and I know she's got runes on her cloak. Is it anything that's discernible or readable?
The way she's positioned now, the fringe on her right arm, it says, Maidens of the Shadows.
She's sponsored.
Yes, she is.
And that takes us back to Mel at 21.
All right. Am I reading this scene right, and that she has stepped back through the portal?
She has not. She stepped past behind the portal, where she could still step through it if she wanted to from her position, but she is further away. She just kind of wanted to regather herself because things weren't going very well for her.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any excuse now. I've been significantly healed.
Well, I think we should withdraw.
Marduk is suggesting withdraw.
Right. When it's my turn, I'll try to hold and give you guys, but between the table and me, take your opportunities to disengage and get out that door, because I think caution may be called for here. We can't repel fire of that magnitude.
Kill that wolf. I'll pick up the dagger on the floor and stab her with it.
Oh, there is that. All right. It is at our feet. Maybe that's the move. But I wouldn't use an assassin's weapon. I have Amira's weapon. But anyway, that's a good point. Do what you will. I will fight by your side if you choose so.
I can't leave while a creature of hell stands in Amira's temple.
Excellent point. I would have failed this test. Now I'm mad. And
This harpy isn't getting away.
Marduk, you're caring for the welfare of your compatriots is what's foremost on your mind. Just because you let a hellhound in Amira's temple slip from you had very important things you were thinking about, which was you saw Melody get mauled. You've seen the skill of this assassin. So you're being cautious, and there's nothing to be ashamed of for that, I don't think.
This view aura ability, I call upon Judge Goddess Braylo to discern aspects about this assassin. This is an effect that they can resist with, is it?
Yeah, spell save.
But this is going to be my action. I think I'm going to, as a bonus action, try to get my weapon out from behind this door. I had left my pack full of things, which includes armor, which I'm not going to don. That takes too long.
Right.
But the crossbow I can grab. So that's my bonus action. I'm not going to use it this turn because I'm doing this action of viewing aura.
View aura, right. What does that look like?
I think she can feel a piercing gaze from my direction. And from my perspective, gives me HP total, so magical effects on her, advantage to insight, reads emotional states. I think it feels somewhat similar to a zone of truth. I guess Zone of Truth changes your actions. So this one is just being read.
Is it like a flick of the hand in a piercing gaze? Like,
Yeah, and I call out loud to the goddess Braylo, the judge.
Right.
Show me your
Okay.
judgment.
Yeah, judge this interloper. Reveal to me what you can.
And so I don't see any save here for her listed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking there's no save on this. It's just a reading that you get.
Yeah.
Maybe she's aware that you're doing it, but she doesn't get to save against it to have her aura not read. So you learn that she still has 32 hit points left. So she's taken some serious damage, but she's also still has quite a bit left. Her aura, her mood is one of hatred. Livid, angry hatred towards you and your compatriots.
All right.
And you see her not under any magical effects currently on herself. She might have items that are magical, but she is under no current magical effects herself.
Okay.
And how many hit points?
32.
32. All right. I don't know what that's out of, but I say out loud, I think we can finish this fight and take her alive.
Okay. What about the Hellhound?
Can you read that aura?
The Hellhound wasn't there when I ran away.
Okay, I think that's the end of Melody's turn.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes us to Marduk at 19.
Okay. I have consulted Amira. I've heard my companions. I stand fast. I ignite the radiance of Amira. So I am going to move 5 feet, and that should put them within range of 5 feet.
Now, there is a
Portal.
that
Is that difficult terrain or?
It's not difficult terrain. It's between you and her. The waving heat of the air is between you and her. And you're really not sure what's going to happen if you thrust towards her with your weapon.
Well, he's not about to do that.
Well, wait a second. Is the portal acting as cover then?
It's not cover in the sense that it's providing her any protection.
Okay.
You're wondering in the back of your head, wow, if I step forward with my attack, am I going to go through this portal?
Right.
Well, fortunately, I'm not going to have to close with her because I'm going to slam the butt of the spear into the marble floor of this, Amira's temple.
Yeah.
And I will call upon a word of radiance, where I utter a divine word and burning radiance erupts from me. Each creature of my choice, and I choose the assassin and the hellhound,
Yes.
that I can see within range must succeed on a constitution save throw or take 1d6 radiant damage. And I'm hoping because he's a hellhound and she's I don't know if she's demonic or whatever from being, but at least he hopefully takes a little extra damage for radiant damage. So that's the spell I'm casting.
And what kind of saving throw is it? It is a
Constitution save.
Constitution saving throw. So I'll go with the assassin first. Her constitution is +2. Her roll is a 17, so a 19 she saves. And the hellhound, you think they'd have pretty good constitution. His is a +2 as well. So I will roll a die 20. And I rolled a 12 plus 2 is 14. So they both resist it.
Okay.
However, the light shines.
Right.
The radiance bursts out. And although they don't take damage from it, you noticed that the hellhound itself cowered a bit from the radiance. She, not so much.
Okay.
But the hound definitely did not like the radiance.
Okay. That's it for me.
Okay, that's Marduk at 19. That takes us
Oh, I'm
to...
sorry. There is one thing I wanted
Sure.
to do, and it's my bonus action. I'm going to take a second win where I can regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus my fighter level. So
Nice.
I am going to, since I anticipate getting hurt really quick here, I'm going to roll 4 plus my level 3, so I heal 7 points of damage.
Okay. Excellent. That takes us to Gabrielle at 15.
As my bonus action, I'm going to activate Radiant Soul. My cerulean jeweled wings sprout from my back. I gain a luminous halo of blue light. I drift 5 feet into the air and position myself over top the Hellhound, because I think that's legal.
The ceiling in this room
I was going to ask that first. How much space do we have?
The ceiling is actually quite vaulted. It's narrower right where you're at the edges, and then vaults to a higher as the dome rises above you. There's a large blue tiled dome on top of this temple. I'm going to say it's probably about at the edge right there, 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can theoretically fly above the Hellhound.
Yeah.
Although, would we say that the Hellhound can threaten 5 feet?
I think it can threaten me because I'm directly adjacent to it within 5 feet. It's weird.
It can threaten 5 feet above it as well by going on its hind legs and attacking. Yeah. So maybe you can't fly above it?
Okay. Then I will just stay to the south of it.
I think she can fly above it. She can get hit with a fireball. She can get bit by the dog, but she's not leaving the dog's radius of attack, so not triggering an opportunity attack.
Not triggering an opportunity attack.
But is that, by that merit, is able to be attacked in this turn.
Yeah, she's still attackable. Okay, go ahead. I like it. Thanks, John.
And her booming words echo, "You foul creature of hell, I banish you back to your blighted circles. You're not welcome here in Amira's domain." And she takes a swing down on its head, because I'm going to deal a bunch of bonus radiant damage if I manage to strike, so may as well aim for the creature that seems to shirk back from it.
Sure, why not?
No advantage, unless there's a height advantage. I don't think there is.
Sometimes I give advantage on rolls. I don't know with new wings and in such a closed space. I'm going to say a regular attack.
All right, rolls for Pullhammer. There's a 14, strike the beast.
Its armor class is 15.
Woo. Skirts right over its head.
Do you have any inspiration?
No. That's a bonus action. That's all right.
We have Desperation. Does that count?
Man, missed by 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have the high ground? Or did he not do that?
I'm literally flying above the creature.
Yes, there's high ground. I didn't give it because of the nature of
Fair enough.
The new wings in the tight space, because the ceiling is only 10 feet tall. You got to kind of crouch in a little bit. What I will do is I will give you a point of inspiration, because this is a hellish creature in the Temple of Amira, and you are a paladin of Amira. And you wanted to banish it and put all your effort forth into striking this creature and sending it back from whence it came. Go ahead, and you could choose to use that inspiration if you want.
Sure. I'll try and hit this creature and try to finish it off.
After that big long speech.
Try to strike it for the first time. Teach it a lesson about coming into Amira's house. So let's see if I get any luck here. I don't.
It was
a total of 8. So yeah, no, I'm not going to hit this creature today.
All right. Anything else besides flying and...
No, I already bonus actioned, so I'm good.
And what happened during your bonus action?
I activated my wings. It also gives me some bonus radiant damage if I manage to strike, which I didn't.
Okay. So that is the end of your turn at 15, which takes us to Alder at 9.
Staying where I am, which is right behind Marduk and right next to kind of diagonal to the Hellhound, which is underneath Gabrielle, which has me concerned. So I am going to stab at the Hellhound. I rolled a 16.
16 is a hit on the Hellhound.
And I do a total of 10 damage.
Your rapier finds purchase in the right flank of the Hellhound, and it growls and snarls at you as it starts bleeding from the wound.
I then use my cunning action to disengage from the wolf and stand next to Marduk, which definitely boxes in this assassin.
She is definitely boxed into the corner, which takes us to the watch captain at 8, which no one knows because he is far away at this point. That takes us to the assassin and the Hellhound. the assassin is going to strike with her short sword to Marduk. She rolled an 8 plus 7 is 15.
It is a miss. Not in this house.
All right. She has a second attack and she uses it. She rolled a 13 plus 7 is 20.
That's a hit.
The short sword itself does 1d6 plus 3. That's 9 damage.
Gabrielle, can you block it?
I'm going to use it, and it's a really good option. I rolled a total of 8 subtracted as Gabrielle's hammer comes and strikes the blow most of out
from
of
her, from her short sword. Deflects most of the way, but one small nick on your right wrist, and you feel the poison start to seep in. Go ahead and make yourself a Constitution saving throw, please.
I rolled a 13.
The Constitution saving throw was a 12, so you take 2 dice 6 damage instead of 4 dice 6 damage. That is
10.
10, yeah.
And 10 more. 10 more poison.
So just a total of 10 poison.
Oh, okay. Ow. Her blades are laced with venom. It stings a bit.
Yes, they are.
Tried to get the blade she dropped, but it's under the wolf. And
I will not use these filthy, foul weapons.
She just said something in a language something very low to herself in a language that no one understands except for Melody. Melody is too far away to pick up on that. So she
Melody has a bonus towards that kind of junk for
it was
that
a whisper,
aura read.
but yeah.
I'm just, if she wants to roll on her turn later is all I'm saying.
Gotcha. That is the end of the assassin's turn. The Hellhound gets to attack, and it will. And it'll attack Gabrielle. It only rolled a 4 to hit, so a total of 9 is a miss. It now rolls a die 6 to see if it recharges its breath weapon. It rolls a 1 to recharge, which means it does not recharge. That takes us to 5 and Grodor.
Grodor is like, all right, enough of this poisoning us. Let's try poisoning her. So I point a finger at her and mutter a spell, and a blue-green light ray shoots out of my hand and streaks towards her.
Okay. She has partial cover because Marduk is in front of her as far as you're concerned.
Grodor rolls a 22.
Yes, a 22 is a hit, even with her having partial cover.
2 dice, 8 poison damage, and she has to make a Constitution saving throw, and if she fails, she's poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Okay, Constitution is a +2 for her. She rolls a die 20. She rolls a 9 plus 2 is 11. She fails her save.
Hey!
She's on disadvantage till the end of my next turn.
Target's wisdom fails twice. Target's constitution, she's got a bonus there. Immediately fails.
Yes, it's just the way it works.
Oh, jeez.
So you did the
You
same.
rolled double 1.
I rolled the double 1.
Oh my gosh.
2 damage, but she is poisoned.
She's poisoned.
Goodness gracious.
Can I take inspiration on that roll?
Not on damage rolls. I'm pretty sure inspiration is on attack rolls or skill check.
I'll give her the 2 then. It's better than nothing.
I'm not sure she knows she's poisoned.
She drinks it for breakfast.
Just remember she's rolling at disadvantage until the end of my next turn.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, disadvantage is definitely going to be pretty helpful. She's going to make her weapon attacks at least very difficult.
In my movement, I'm going to try to straighten out this table a little bit more.
Push on one end. Go ahead and make a strength check.
I tried this before. 13, minus 3.
Because the table is on its edge, the wooden inlay helps the marble edge spin a little bit easier, so you're able to put the table to be a correct east-west bearing, blocking off a good portion of the room.
Gouging the wood terribly.
Yes, exactly. Amira's temple is taking damage from this infernal attack. Go ahead, Melody.
All right. Sure Byron doesn't do anything?
and I forgot to take his turn. Byron aims the light crossbow that he pulled out towards the Hellhound and rolls a natural 20 and a total of 5 damage. Another die 8 is 3 damage for a total of 8, and he gets +1 as his modifier for a total of 9 damage to the Hellhound.
Nice.
All right, that takes us to Melody at 21, top of the round.
Waving over the loaded crossbow, whispering the praises of both Amira and the Hunter God, as of yet unnamed.
Okay.
Melody sidesteps past Byron, slips to the edge of this table, and shoots over Marduk's shoulder at the witch.
Assassin?
She's a witch to me.
Real quick, I don't want there to be any misunderstandings. There is right beyond Marduk's grasp. There is a wavering air, like heat coming off a desert portal of some sort. So you just lined yourself up with the portal.
Yes.
It is literally
part of the magic of the spell is that I have the ability to Seeking Missile. As a reaction, reroll a missed weapon shot, can only attack the same target. I am aiming off kilter and having it rebound into her.
Okay.
Ooh, banking shot.
Yeah.
Bank shot. Go ahead and roll your... Do you need to roll a roll?
It's an attack, yeah. Let's see if I set this up right. I spent a lot of points on this, so I'm going to nuke her with Speed Dart. You going to ask me how much?
Oh, nice.
I rolled a 21 to hit.
21 is a hit on the assassin.
I have done 20 damage to her with this bolt. I don't know if it has a coral ring to it, but it is glowing with Amira's light from my soul shard into this bolt as it launches, banks off of the curved ceiling, and comes back down on her.
And a perfect strike. It strikes her right in between where her clavicle is and her neck. It pierces straight down in that area, causing spouts of blood to burst out from her neck. She grabs towards it with her free hand, trying to hold the blood in. Her knees buckle a bit. She's still standing, but she's very much wounded.
I already did a lot of speaking with the blessings and whatnot. I don't think I have any quips for that.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn. I used a reaction, I used bonus action, I used an action.
All right. The only thing you didn't do was move. Well, you did move, actually. I'm sorry. You did move into place.
Yep, all the
as
things.
Well. All the things. That takes us to 19 and Marduk.
I will try to follow up Melody's awesome shot and with just a simple prayer to Amira, and I will strike and stab at her as best I can.
Recall, there is still a portal between you two.
So if
You don't know what's going to happen is all I'm saying. I don't want there to be any surprises is all. I'm just trying to be as forthright as possible. There is shimmering air between you and her. So as
I hold my spear in the on guard position before I stab her, is it disappearing into another realm, or is it passing through this portal?
It disappears into another realm.
Ah, goodness gracious. Then watch your dog die, and then I will...
She said, watch your dog die?
No, I said, watch
That's awesome.
Can you
watch your dog die, bitch.
Can you fit 5 foot in the corner?
Well...
she's actually in that corner right here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I can... Yeah, I think we've gone as far as we can.
That's a bit of a, I would say if you wanted to crawl into that corner.
Yeah, I'm not
you could,
close.
But you'd be at disadvantage.
And not that close to a portal. So I'm just going to take advantage of this hellhound being between me and Gabrielle. I don't strike with advantage for that, right?
No, because Gabrielle is not flanking the creature on the other side of it. She's above it, which is disconcerting enough.
No, you're right.
That's right. Otherwise, it would have been. It would have absolutely been advantage.
I attack the dog, and I miss of 10.
Yes, unfortunately, that misses everything. It was just an airstrike as the dog leapt out of the way to one side as your spear came thrusting forward.
Then what I will do is try to give Alder a little maneuvering room, or at least maybe some options. So I'm going to take 5 steps backward away from this portal.
A 5-foot step backwards?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
That is leaving the engagement range of the assassin.
Well, you
Which
would
will-
think, unless
Unless the
she's-
blur stops her too.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping that the blur. I'm aware of that, and I took that chance that if the blur or the portal was absorbing my spear, any direct attack would take her, but I've moved and I'll accept the consequences.
Okay.
The consequences are she's underneath the same rules as you are, and
Okay.
she cannot attack you with a melee weapon, so you are able to disengage that 5 foot distance without being threatened.
Okay. Yeah, I took that chance. Okay, cool.
15, Gabrielle. This infernal beast is still in your god's temple.
Yeah. Get out the Holy Mother's temple. Back to your blighted circles. Foul beast. Etc. Roll again. Try again. Let's hit him.
Does anyone know a trick to disable a portal?
I really wish. I still need a 15. So I roll a 21.
Nice.
16 plus 5 to strike
Nice.
the beast.
Yes, a crushing blow down on the head of the Hellhound.
I spend another spell slot to smite 2d8. Is it a fiend?
I believe it might be. Let me look at it.
Alright,
It's
that
a
might
fiend.
be.
It is a fiend.
Alright, it's 3d8 plus
Oh, nice.
the pullhammer's damage. Pullhammer rolls 6. 3d8 is 21. 876. Damn. Plus 3 more radiant damage for my divine form. What is it called?
So what's the total
Celestial
amount of damage
Radiant
that you
Soul.
struck down with this radiant hammer upon the
24
skull?
plus 6 is 30
Radiant
points of damage.
A howl that is blood curdling, and the beast itself turns to flame, and then black ashes fall to the ground as it burns itself out and ends up as just a pile of slimy, oily, greasy ash on the floor as the creature's killed.
Gordo
And Gabrielle lands in this smoldering pile and says, "Your beast is banished. Surrender or retreat."
Gordo goes
And-
nice from behind.
Points her pullhammer forward because she does have an angle.
Yes, she does have an angle. Okay, that is your impressive turn. That takes us to Byron at 11. And the portal is taken up pretty much the north side of that square. And I don't think he's got a shot at her, but he can. Are you wounded, Gabby?
Yes, roughly half dead over here. As
Okay.
blood drips down.
Brother Byron moves forward cautiously with his crossbow pointed towards the assassin, but gets in place behind you, just past the overturned desk, puts a hand on you, and does a second level healing cure wounds spell. Excuse me, not healing, but cure wounds. Unfortunately, only rolling a 5 and a 1 for a total of 6 plus 4 for his spellcasting ability. So a total of 10.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. Gabrielle looks hale and hearty by the end of all that.
Yes, he whispered a prayer to Amira in a low voice and places a hand upon your back, and you're suffused in white light as the healing takes place. That goes to then Alder at 9.
Watch the burns beneath her haggard dress reknit.
I just stab her.
Do
No fanciness, just a straight.
None whatsoever. Just 17, so I do hit. And then a total of 13 damage.
And she takes her reaction for uncanny dodge, take half of that, because she has to, because she is literally on the brink of death. She is, yeah.
John gets
You-
to see how much HP she
Your
has.
rapier hit home, and she buckled down to like one knee. Like she's standing, but she has one knee down, and she's bloodied and very, very wounded.
I stay where I am, and I am wishing I could hit her again.
Yes. I'm wishing for you guys that you had one more shot at her. That's Alder's turn. That takes us to the watch captain, who is not here, and the assassin. And there are many things she can do. She moves 5 foot forward, which she's staying engaged so that by the rules, she doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. She then turns around, says, "You are all marked by Asmodeus. You are as good as dead." Actually, she coughs a few times when she says that as well, because she's so close to death. And she walks through the portal. Now, when she walks through the portal, since she's walking directly opposite of Marduk, I'm giving you one shot at her back.
Not everyone with a reaction, but just Marduk.
Just Marduk, because she stayed engaged with everybody. She wasn't engaged with him to start the turn. So she moved into engagement with him and then stepped through the portal. I'm going to give him one shot because why the hell not?
Throw your spear.
Oh yeah, that'd be. Well, no. Actually, I'm gonna step.
You can
forward.
call it back between dimensions.
Yeah, but my
How do you know that?
We'll find out.
my aim is a lot worse than. Anyway.
Yeah, go for it.
Do your thing.
Oh, only a 13. Sorry.
No inspiration left?
Nope, I already burned it.
15 is her armor class.
Yep. Sorry.
She steps through the portal, and as she steps through, it disappears behind her. The air stops wavering, and it just becomes the regular air of the room.
Oh, and by the way, my summoning power, my weapon bond, only works when my weapon is on the same plane of existence. So I would have lost the Spear of Amir.
You think she was going, you're not sure where she was going back
Well,
to.
I saw, as she broke the mirror surface over that wavery, I glimpsed a little glimpse of hell, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to throw it.
Is there any way we can take a quick look through the porthole before it closes?
Yes, that's when she steps through, it, much like Marduk just said, it opens up around her, and you can look through, and what you see is actually not a glimpse of hell, but you catch a glimpse of what looks to be a finely appointed room, mahogany furniture, drapes of deep red, with accents of white, much like as she was dressed. There were figures beyond, around the table. Too quick of a snapshot to really see. Maybe an older gentleman, a younger gentleman, a female, maybe of elvish descent. Tough to tell exactly in that blink of a second that she steps through. But she's stepping back through to a well-appointed room. Then the portal itself disappears completely, and she's gone.
I point up and ask Alder, is that ball still there?
Yeah.
Alder, you have your sword out, and you do not see the ball any longer. Matter of fact, you kind of caught it off on your peripheral vision. When the gate disappeared, the ball disappeared.
It seems that it was holding the gate open. It's gone when the gate closed. Gabrielle,
Now,
be careful. Take a step backwards. There's a poisoned dagger at your feet.
anyone, I want
That may come in handy.
Marduk.
Yep.
I want you to make a roll and a Arcana check. And Grodor, I want you to make an Arcana check, please.
Marduk, who has, just for transparency, I have no official training in Arcana.
Right,
Yeah.
but you paid attention.
Okay, so I rolled an 18.
I'm going to use inspiration.
Well, do you want to use it? Because
Or do I need to?
in metagaming sense, Marduk has already succeeded, probably.
Right.
Unless you think it's going to take a 20.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay,
Let me
Marduk-
just say this really quick, because I am training as an Eldritch Knight. I just haven't gotten the time and the ability to put in a skill point for Arcana.
Yeah.
So
Right, okay.
I'm more about fighting anyway. So Arcana is like
Exactly.
the
You were once in class when a teacher used the scrying spell to open up a picture into another area of the academy. It looked exactly like a glowing white ball about the size of a fist.
Okay.
So you're thinking that's what that was. And then Grodor, you mentioned the word or the phrase, I'm assuming. Are you keeping the phrase to yourself that you saw on her gown?
No.
Her cloak?
No, I'm
Okay.
saying, does anybody know who whatever they are, chicks who kill
The
people?
Maidens of Shadow.
Yeah, there you
The
go.
Maidens of the Shadows. And everyone at that point can make a history check. If you have, well, yeah, everyone can make a history check.
Marduk rolled a 50.
Marduk, you pay attention in class.
Oops. I pressed
Because
the
it's
button.
not ringing
I
a bell
rolled a
for
one.
me.
Rodor, you rolled a...
Rolled a 5. He's like, anybody heard of these maidens? Because I have never heard of them.
All right, and then Alder, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 21.
And Melody, who I would
Melody got a
assume to
10.
excel
Melody got
at
a
that.
Melody got a 10. She's a little too shook up right now.
Yeah, I think the wounds from the battle are tough. The maidens,
they were whores. Gabrielle whispers to Grodor before anyone confirms anything.
both Marduk and Alder are aware of a secret sect of assassins within the lawgivers known as the Maidens of the Shadows. And this must have been your encounter with one, because that was what she was at least wearing on her cloak when
Boy. Okay. I share
she
that
saw it.
information with everyone.
when he saw it.
During the classes, when we were learning about organizations in our countries and others, we found out that the Maidens of the Shadows were an organization within the Lawgivers country that are specialized in, well, we know what she was specialized in, assassination and manipulation. I'm intrigued by the fact that she wanted the dice more than anything.
Melody drops to her knees, retching, trying to get the dice back up.
This is the
Yeah,
temple.
that's right.
This is a temple, for gosh sake.
And if anybody has some silk, we should probably pick up that dagger just to keep it secure.
Yeah,
But
I can take care of it.
it might be a link or something magical that we can maybe, if that's her weapon, there might be some opportunity to either use it to be a psychic link to her or maybe something else. So let's secure that.
I think I'm the safest in holding it and not injuring myself.
I
but
agree.
I also think that it would be useful for potentially Grodor and perhaps Melody to see if there's anything about this.
Sure.
Yeah, it might take me a while to fire up the spell, but I can take a look at it.
Well,
I believe you can get the properties, at least as I'm playing it, because properties can sometimes be revealed at higher levels. So I don't reveal everything a weapon can do or accomplish right off the bat, unless that's all, some weapons, that's all it can do is the one thing it can do. But some are like legacy weapons or legendary weapons of some sort that can have a higher purpose at higher levels. So what you can do, I believe there's two ways to get information I'm aware of. One is the identify spell. And the other is if you study a weapon through a short rest, you can learn some of its properties as well. So there are two ways you might want to think about approaching this particular weapon. The pommel itself is the features of a devil, a handsome devil, and the blade itself is black, as is the pommel of the weapon. It just looks like bad news.
To be clear, I don't spend a ton of time studying this. We can do that later. What I want to do is find out where the Watchlord is and if perhaps the High Priestess I have a few spells that can help heal her if needed.
Right. You hear
Do I recover the
commotion.
dice?
You can make yourself retch, Melody, if that's the way you want to go about it. It's coming out one of two ways, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'd rather sooner than later.
right. I don't blame you. Within a few moments of her sticking her fingers down her throat, she retches back up. Dinner,
Content warning for that
and-
episode.
Dinner, some bile, and a pair of bone dice that are now
I'll let you clean those.
in a pile. Yeah, you can clean those up for us, Melody. Is the general consensus.
I mean, I'm
there.
covered in blood and bile, and yeah, at this
It
point,
was a rough, yeah.
I'm definitely going to take a bath.
well, yeah, right now the room smells of burnt orc too, so I need to get some food in the shower.
And
sulfur.
incinerated infernal hellhound.
But again,
Condition.
we have the dice of the High Priestess and she's injured. We can do nothing but gain benefits by going and helping her. That's the high thing right
No,
now.
I agree.
Which is exactly where I think we'll leave off tonight, since it's late.
Okay.
Give you guys a chance to think about that for a week. how you want to approach it and how you want to help heal her and help convince her.
Convincing her, if you want to hold on to these, an assassin just knocked you over in one turn. However, if you leave them with us.
Or did the assassin appear because of you guys?
Yeah, either or.
Why would
But-
the assassin stab us repeatedly and try to kill us? No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
They didn't.
we'll
it definitely.
deal with that next
Yeah,
week.
Yes, we will. Thanks for everyone for joining us tonight for this chaotic, close quarter, bloody battle that took place. And of course, as I always say, great job to the players, both in role playing and in your combat ideas and strategies. They were very effective. So join us again next week and we'll see where this recovery of the dice takes us. Thank you.
Do you want to give anybody inspiration?
I'd like to give Melody inspiration, 1 point of inspiration for throwing herself over Vanna. Also her quick-witted way of removing the dice from the equation when it almost got slapped out of her hand. I thought that was very clever. I wasn't expecting that.
Thank
And
you.
it made the assassin have to literally drag her through the porthole with her, which really complicated the situation for the assassin, I thought. I thought that was really impressive. And I want to give a point of inspiration. Well, I did give a point of inspiration, but it was used for Gabrielle because she smited that creature hard. You know what I'll say? I'll say that she wanted to smite it and got some inspiration because of the fact that there was this fiendish creature, this infernal creature in the temple of her god. But she also carried through and did a critical hit. It was critical, wasn't it, Matt?
It was
Not
awesome.
even
30
didn't
points
need
of
to.
radiant.
Right.
Lots of
That was
radiant
just
damage.
good old Radiant Smite.
Right. It was impressive. So I think we're going to give a point of inspiration for that. I think those were the two biggest highlights. I want to say maybe also Marduk knocking her down certainly changed the complexion of the battle. Short while after that, it ended her ability to really maneuver even in tight quarters and kind of put her back against the wall.
Well, not only that, but I think Marduk did a wonderful job of being the guy that was in the way that took the damage.
Yeah, she couldn't get past him. She literally couldn't. It was really difficult for her.
I was
Again,
really
it was-
hoping that Word of Radiance would hit because I suspected that the Hellhound was going to hurt, but the rolls weren't with me too much.
I honestly, first of all, thought the battle was most likely going to take place in the larger temple itself.
Right.
But that didn't happen. And then it was tight quarters. Then whoever is against you had to act because the scry was detected that was listening into the conversations and giving them a play-by-play below what was happening. So once that was detected, that totally threw them for a wrench. So they had a lot of things against them that swayed that battle in a more positive way to you guys, but you also made it happen on your own. So it was a combination of factors, but she started that fight with 78 hit points.
Oof.
78. And she had a hellhound with her.
And poison blades.
And
two
poison
attacks.
blades. I was expecting 2 or 3 people to go down. And maybe you wouldn't keep the dice. Maybe the dice would be taken from you.
Well, for me, I mean, I was close, but between being healed and got lucky with a critical save and
Thank God for Gabrielle's her blocking.
Gabriel's blocking twice.
Oh, that was
and
huge.
I also happened to have a fighter ability to restore some hit points. I would have been dead.
It was
close.
a tough battle. She was a CR7,
Yeah.
and you guys are 3rd level.
So
Now-
how does that translate to experience?
That translates to me saying very soon, somewhere in following sessions, that you guys are leveling up to level 4, because that was just impressive.
Before
Now,
we leave the city, or
I did put the watch captain was CR4, so he was tough.
Yeah.
But the way
was
the
so
battle turned
helpful.
out, he needed to get her out of there, right? I just thought he's got to get her out of there. Once she was revived and she didn't die, he had something to fight for, but he knows you guys are pillars of Amira, and he knows what that means. So his number one case was to get his charge out of the area safely.
Well, we're
But
actually
had she
Fist
not
of
been
Amir.
Fist of Amir, excuse me, had she been brought back to life a little bit further, and he could have stayed in the room, he would have been a really good ally to have in the battle. But again, it was close quarters, so there's only so many people that could get around the various combatants. So
Was
it was
she-
tough. It was a tough battle.
Byron. I'm gonna blame Byron for that one.
I could have restored more. Was she still unconscious? No.
She was limping very badly.
I was so ready to go invisible, pick up that dagger, and either stab one of the people who are still up or just walk through the portal invisible.
That would have been something.
It would have been something.
The story in a whole different direction.
One last question. Since we've all used our kind of Amira granted weapons defending her holy spaces against incursions, does that unlock or maybe increase the power of the weapons?
I can put some thought into that. I was doing it by tier. So I was doing it 5th level, starts 2nd tier.
So maybe you can think something they work together with the dice on.
Yeah, because you guys don't even, the dice are.
So there's the dice, and then I would just offer this idea is that this is the first time that they have been, or at least my weapon has been exposed to hellfire. Or demon fire, or fiend fire, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, infernal is the...
Infernal, thank you. That's the word I was looking for. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like an offensive power. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little like, hey, now that we've defeated a thing, maybe you get like a 5% fire resistance or something. I don't know, just a little something to take the edge off. That's all I'm saying.
Not a problem. I appreciate the suggestions because I'm trying to be as I grow as a DM, I'm trying to be very open to suggestions that people have and trying to make it a fun story for everyone. So I'm not beholden to tier 2, level 5. That just was in the back of my head. I was like, I'm gonna open up some more of the powers at that level for them. But it could be earlier if the story warrants it. And there are some things that happen in the story that very well may warrant that. So yeah, it could be cool.
Those are just opportunities I'm looking, because if I'm going up against Assassin's Poison, whatever, still wearing chainmail, or we need to gear up a little bit. Take on some of this stuff.
For sure. It was, I'm very impressed with you guys. I mean, I mean this in all sincerity. I put a very difficult battle, and I thought there would be 2 or 3 of you down. I thought that the dice would probably be stolen. But you guys managed to not only have no one really go down except for Ivana, which was a non-combatant.
It was close.
Yeah, it was close.
Yeah, it was close in a couple of cases. But no one went down. Definitely having Brother Byron there was helpful. And you saved the dice as well. So good stuff.
All right, cool.
Everyone have a good night, good weekend. And I'm a text away if you can think of any questions after I sign off.
All right, cool. Good night, guys.
All right, guys. Good night.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening to Knights of the Night Actual Play Podcast. If you'd like to send us a question, comment, or feedback, you can reach us in a number of ways, including Twitter @KOTN_podcast or by emailing us at feedback@KOTNpodcast.com. And don't forget the iTunes reviews. We also have a Facebook page which can be found at facebook.com/KOTN.podcast. While on Facebook, you can join like-minded folks at our fan page at facebook.com/groups/KOTN-fan. And lastly, there's our blog at KOTNpodcast.com, where there's an Amazon link on the right-hand side for those of you who'd like a more steady way to help us pay the bills. Or if you live outside the U.S., you can help by donating to our Patreon page at patreon.com/KOTN. And please remember to join us next week for more mystery and adventure.
I want to bring something up.
Sure, go ahead.
In the bottom left of the room, there is a guard. In the bottom left of this map, I'm pinging him.
Yes.
What's he done in the past 4 turns?
If you see, there are actually double doors. Let me see if I can get them that are closed. He was not under he wasn't aware that there was somebody attacking. He's not aware.
I see.
So unfortunately, that's why he didn't. And the one here, he's down at the lower level.
Oh.
So there wasn't a lot of protection up high. The watch captain the watch lord was there, and that was the help.